Hey there, crypto fans! Welcome back to Cutting Edge Crypto, your trusted source for the latest in the wild and ever-evolving world of cryptocurrency. I'm Damien, and today we have a lot to cover. Believe me, you're going to want to stay tuned. We've got Kamala Harris's controversial remarks, Trump's not-so-great crypto experiment, a partnership between Stellar and Paxos, major moves from Ripple despite their legal troubles, and even some good news for XRP holders. Oh, and did I mention a hacking scandal involving the SEC? Buckle up because we're diving deep into these stories. You don't want to miss a second of this. All right, let's kick things off with the political side of crypto because, oh boy, Vice President Kamala Harris has sparked a major debate with her latest remarks. Now, I think we can all agree that regulation is a hot topic in the crypto world, and there are a lot of differing opinions on how the government should handle it. But Harris's recent comments took things to another level. In a speech last week, she described crypto as a threat to financial stability and emphasized that the industry is unregulated and unsupervised. And let me tell you, those words did not sit well with the crypto community. First off, calling crypto unregulated is a bit misleading. Yes, there are parts of the market that need more oversight, like fraud prevention and market manipulation. But to say that it's a free-for-all? That's simply not true. We've seen governments around the world put regulations in place, especially around AML, anti-money laundering, and KYC, know your customer rules, not to mention taxation. So why the strong language from Harris? Well, it seems like she's playing into the broader narrative that crypto is somehow dangerous and needs to be tightly controlled. But this overlooks the fact that crypto has already started integrating with traditional finance in ways that are beneficial. Take stablecoins, for example. These digital assets are increasingly used to facilitate cross-border transactions more efficiently than banks. The problem with Harris's approach is that it doesn't take into account the innovation and financial inclusion that crypto can bring to the table. While there's no question that some form of regulation is necessary, especially to protect consumers, it's important to strike a balance. If lawmakers take too heavy-handed an approach, they could end up stifling innovation or driving businesses and talent away from the US. Now, this isn't just bad news for companies, it's bad news for you, the everyday crypto investor. When the government starts talking about cracking down on crypto without offering a clear framework, it creates uncertainty in the market. And we all know how much crypto loves uncertainty, right? Prices become volatile, projects stall, and innovation takes a hit. So, while Harris might think she's protecting the economy with her comments, she could actually be doing the opposite by sending mixed signals to investors and companies alike. If regulation is going to happen, and it will happen, let's hope it's done in a way that fosters growth while protecting consumers. We'll be keeping an eye on how this story unfolds, and hopefully, the dialogue between policymakers and the crypto industry becomes more constructive in the months ahead. Next up, we have a bit of a head-scratcher from Donald Trump. Now, for those of you who followed Trump's views on crypto over the years, you'll know he's never been a fan. He's called Bitcoin a scam and said crypto is a threat to the dominance of the US dollar. But guess what? He recently tried to enter the crypto space himself. We've mentioned it here on a previous episode. Donald Trump launched a crypto-related venture. You might be thinking, wow, that's a big turnaround. And yes, it kind of is. But here's the problem. His venture isn't exactly off to a great start. Reports are suggesting that even Trump's most loyal supporters aren't buying in. Literally, the venture was meant to tap into the loyalty of his base, but it turns out they're just not that interested in crypto, at least not when it's coming from Trump. So, why is this project failing? First, it could be Trump's long history of being anti-crypto, which has likely confused his followers. They don't see him as a crypto advocate, and it's hard to sell a product to people who know you don't really believe in it. Second, the timing might be all wrong. The market is more mature than it was a few years ago, and simply throwing your name on a crypto venture isn't enough anymore. But there's more to this than just Trump's lukewarm reception. The broader lesson here is that crypto is not just a fad or something you can jump into without a plan. Trump's venture feels more like a cash grab than a well-thought-out project, and the market can spot that from a mile away. The crypto community values transparency, innovation, and trust. And right now, Trump's venture is lacking in all three. This also serves as a warning to other public figures thinking about getting involved in crypto. Just because you have a big name doesn't mean you can automatically succeed in this space. The market is savvy, and it rewards projects that bring real value. Trump's team might need to go back to the drawing board on this one, but for now, it's safe to say this venture is a bit of a flop. Moving on to some more promising news, let's talk about Stellar and Paxos. This one's a big deal for anyone who follows the stablecoin market. Paxos, a leader in the stablecoin space, has just announced a major integration with the Stellar network. If you're wondering why this is important, let me break it down for you. Stellar has always been about fast, low-cost transactions, particularly in cross-border payments. They're designed to make sending money as easy as sending an email. And Paxos? Well, they're one of the most respected names in the world of regulated stablecoins. By joining forces, they're creating a powerhouse that could change the game for stablecoin adoption. So what does this mean in practical terms? For one, this integration could make it much easier for people to use stablecoins in everyday transactions. Think remittances, where workers send money home to their families. This can be done much more efficiently using stablecoins on a network like Stellar. Instead of waiting days and paying hefty fees through traditional banks, transactions can happen almost instantly with far lower fees. Another big impact here is on financial inclusion. In many parts of the world, people don't have easy access to traditional banking services. But with a smartphone and stablecoins, they can participate in the global economy. This could be transformative for millions of people. And let's not forget, this could also have a major effect on the price of Stellar's native token, XLM. If Stellar becomes the go-to network for stablecoin transactions, demand for XLM could soar. So if you're holding XLM, this is definitely something to watch. Stellar has already positioned itself as a leader in cross-border payments, and this new partnership with Paxos is only going to strengthen its foothold in the space. Big things are happening here, and this could be one of the catalysts that drives wider stablecoin adoption across the world. Now let's turn our attention to Ripple, because despite all the noise around their legal battle with the SEC, they are not slowing down one bit. Ripple has just announced a slew of new partnerships with USD-based exchanges as part of their plan to expand their global liquidity network. This is big news, especially considering the challenges they've faced with the SEC. Ripple's goal has always been to improve cross-border payments, making them faster and cheaper, particularly for businesses and financial institutions. And with these new exchange partnerships, they're doubling down on that mission. By partnering with more exchanges, Ripple is making it easier for businesses around the world to access XRP and use it for cross-border payments. The timing here is also interesting. You'd think Ripple would be scaling back during a legal battle, but instead, they're pushing forward. This shows their commitment to building out their ecosystem regardless of what happens with the SEC. And that's a reassuring message for XRP holders who've been worried about the long-term viability of the project. So what does this mean for XRP's price? Well, if Ripple can successfully grow its network and increase liquidity, it could help stabilize XRP's price and make it a more attractive option for institutional investors. Of course, the legal case is still hanging over Ripple, and that's going to keep the market on edge. But these partnerships show that Ripple is playing the long game. They're not just waiting for a courtroom victory. They're building a global payments network that will be ready to scale the moment those legal hurdles are cleared. Now let's get into Ripple's ongoing saga with the SEC. There's been a lot of drama, from last-minute appeals to missed deadlines, and trust me, you'll be glad you stuck around for this. Ripple is in a strong position, and we're going to break down why this legal battle might end in XRP's favor. First, let's set the scene. The SEC has been locked in a legal battle with Ripple since 2020, accusing them of selling XRP as an unregistered security. But in July 2023, Ripple scored a major win when U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that XRP sales on exchanges weren't securities transactions. This ruling had the XRP army cheering. Finally, some validation that Ripple was operating legally in the market. But of course, the SEC wasn't ready to throw in the towel just yet. They filed a last-minute appeal, challenging the judge's decision, especially when it came to institutional sales of XRP. This appeal has the XRP community furious, feeling like the SEC is simply dragging out the process. The XRP army's frustration is totally understandable. Ripple has been fighting this case for nearly 4 years now, and the SEC's appeal feels like an attempt to stall Ripple's momentum. Many in the community are questioning the SEC's motives, especially since this case has become more than just about XRP. It's about how all cryptocurrencies will be regulated in the future. Now, here's the kicker. Despite the SEC's last-minute appeal, there's some good news for Ripple fans. The SEC recently missed a crucial filing deadline for their appeal process, which could jeopardize their entire case. This procedural misstep could work massively in Ripple's favor, potentially leading to the dismissal of the appeal altogether. Now, that is unlikely, but still is a possibility. So, let's break this down. If the SEC's appeal doesn't move forward, it means Ripple's partial victory could stand unchallenged. And that's huge for XRP holders. With the legal uncertainty lifted, XRP could be relisted on major US exchanges, bringing in more liquidity and possibly stabilizing or boosting its price. Plus, this would set a legal precedent that other crypto projects could use to fight back against overly aggressive regulation. And let's talk about price for a second. XRP has been one of the more volatile assets in the crypto space because of the ongoing legal battle. But this recent ruling, and the potential for the appeal to fail, could signal a major shift. Analysts are already predicting that if Ripple continues to win in court, XRP's price could surge as institutional investors gain more confidence in its regulatory status. Even beyond price, Ripple's technology is already being adopted by major financial institutions for cross-border payments. With these legal hurdles out of the way, that adoption could skyrocket. Ripple's whole goal has been to make cross-border payments faster and cheaper, and they've already formed partnerships with key players in the finance world. Legal clarity would only accelerate that process. So, what does this all mean in the bigger picture? Ripple is setting itself up as a leader not just in cryptocurrency, but in global financial technology. The SEC's case is one of the last major roadblocks standing in their way. And while the appeal is frustrating, it's clear that Ripple has the upper hand, especially with the SEC fumbling the ball on filing deadlines. The XRP army has every right to be optimistic. Sure, there's still a battle ahead, but Ripple is showing that they're here to stay, and they're not going to be intimidated by regulators who are slow to adapt to this new technology. At the end of the day, the SEC's appeal feels like a last-ditch effort to slow Ripple down. But between Ripple's legal wins and the SEC's recent missteps, XRP holders should be feeling good about the future. If this case wraps up in Ripple's favor, and it's looking more and more likely every day, we could be looking at a massive moment of growth for XRP, both in price and adoption. So for all you XRP holders out there, stay strong. Ripple's not just fighting for themselves, they're fighting for the entire crypto industry, and it looks like they're winning. All right, now let's talk institutional money, specifically BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager. The firm is making major moves by pushing its digital token, BUIDL, as collateral for cryptocurrency derivatives trading on major exchanges like Binance and OKX. Let's break down what this means for the crypto space. So, what exactly is happening? According to recent reports, BlackRock is in talks to integrate its USD Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund, BUIDL, token into crypto exchanges, essentially using it as collateral for derivatives trading. In simpler terms, this means traders can use BUIDL as security when placing bets on cryptocurrency price movements. Traditionally, stablecoins like USDT have been the go-to option for collateral in crypto derivatives, but BlackRock seems ready to challenge that dominance. Here's where it gets interesting. Derivatives trading is massive in the crypto space, accounting for over 70% of total trading volume, with about $3 trillion in contracts traded on centralized exchanges in September alone. BlackRock's entry into this space could shake things up. Their BUIDL token, which is backed by liquid assets like U.S. Treasuries, already has a market cap of over $547 million. While it's currently available only to institutional investors, its acceptance as collateral by exchanges would be a huge leap forward. But why is this such a big deal? First, it shows how traditional financial giants like BlackRock are increasingly intertwined with the crypto world. They're not just dipping their toes, they're looking to make a big splash. By integrating BUIDL, BlackRock is essentially positioning itself to compete with stablecoins, which have been the backbone of derivatives trading. And with more institutional players entering the space, it could lead to increased liquidity and more stability in the crypto markets. Another key takeaway is the push for tokenized assets in traditional finance. BlackRock's BUIDL token is part of a growing trend of tokenizing real-world assets like government bonds and cash, bringing them into the blockchain space. This is part of a larger effort to merge traditional finance with decentralized finance, DeFi, opening up new opportunities for traders and investors. To wrap it up, BlackRock's move to position BUIDL as collateral for derivatives trading is a significant step in bridging traditional finance and crypto. It also shows that the lines between these two worlds are becoming increasingly blurred. With more institutional players like BlackRock jumping into the crypto pool, we can expect to see even bigger developments in the months to come. And finally, let's talk about an unexpected twist in the crypto world. A suspect was arrested for hacking the SEC's official X, formerly Twitter, account. That's right, the very same SEC embroiled in the legal battle with Ripple was the target of this cyber attack, and we're breaking down all the details of this crazy story. Let's start with the basics. The FBI arrested a suspect for allegedly hacking the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's X account. You might remember the strange messages that started appearing on the SEC's feed, promoting fraudulent crypto schemes and offering too-good-to-be-true deals. Well, it turns out that wasn't just a random hack. It was part of a larger plot by cybercriminals to manipulate the public and profit from cryptocurrency. The attack caused quite a stir in the financial world. The SEC is responsible for overseeing U.S. financial markets, and seeing their official social media account compromised shook people's confidence, not just in the SEC, but in the overall cybersecurity of major institutions. The hack raises serious questions about how secure our regulators are when it comes to protecting sensitive information and preventing fraud. The suspect, whose identity hasn't been fully released yet, was caught thanks to an investigation led by the FBI's cybersecurity unit. The individual allegedly exploited vulnerabilities in the SEC's X account to push scammy crypto links, trying to trick users into giving away their personal information or making fraudulent crypto transactions. Now, while the suspect is in custody, this incident highlights the ongoing challenges in cybersecurity, especially when it comes to social media platforms like X. Even the most high-profile organizations are vulnerable to attacks, and that has real consequences for users. Think about it. If hackers can breach the SEC's account, they can probably get to anyone's, and this is why we have a dedicated area in the members' Discord for safety security matters, where we share knowledge and experience to ensure everyone within the cutting-edge crypto community is clued up on how to protect themselves and their assets. If you'd like to know more, I've put the link in the description. We'd love to see new members join and stay informed and stay safe. But back to the SEC. This whole situation also raises a bigger issue around the growing intersection of cybersecurity and cryptocurrency. As crypto adoption increases, so do the risks. Cybercriminals know that crypto is the perfect target because transactions are harder to trace, and scams can spread quickly through social media. So, what does this mean for the crypto space? First, it's a reminder that we all need to stay vigilant. Whether it's protecting your personal accounts or recognizing phishing schemes, the crypto space is still a bit like the Wild West. Hacks like this one against the SEC show that even regulators are struggling to keep up with cyber criminals. But on the flip side, incidents like these might push the SEC and other regulators to strengthen their defenses, not just in terms of their own cybersecurity, but also in their approach to overseeing crypto markets. If they can't secure their own accounts, It's a signal that there's a lot more work to be done in securing the financial system against cyber threats. To wrap it up, this SEC hack is a big wake-up call. The arrest of the suspect is good news, but it's clear that we're living in a time when even major institutions are vulnerable. The crypto world is full of opportunities, but it's also full of risks, and we need to be on high alert as we navigate it. As always, be aware of what you're doing online, and we'll keep bringing you the latest on all things crypto and cybersecurity. And that's a wrap for today's Crypto News Roundup. We've covered everything from regulation to Stellar's new partnerships and even a crazy hacking story. Let me know your thoughts on any of today's stories in the comments below. What are you most excited or concerned about? And if you enjoy these videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Until next time, this is Damien from Cutting Edge Crypto. Stay sharp, stay informed, and stay curious.